Horrific scenes. I mean, drinking and driving at 6 o'clock in the morning, being pulled over for that. A taxi that's meant to only have 15 people in it has been pulled aside with 27 or 28 people on board the taxi. I mean, it's just stories that, at the end of the day, Ayanda, it's not about anybody else but ourselves taking responsibility for our lives. It's as simple as that.
Leanne, I couldn't have said it better. Most of the times we'll point fingers at law enforcement officials and say they should better handle the situation when it comes to road fatalities. But at the end of the day, I think motorists should also take responsibility. Leanne, some of the things that we saw this morning are just simply unacceptable. Overcrowded vehicles, in instances where some children, 3 or 4 in a car, unbuckled, with a lot of adults in there. Should anything happen, those little ones will be far flung right out of the vehicle. It could be absolutely catastrophic. So I think it's something that we really need to focus on. We've seen the Deputy Minister today handing out car seats to some of the motorists to make sure that their children are strapped in accordingly, because should they sit where seat belts are meant for adults, they'll slip right through that. So they need to be buckled up properly in a proper car seat. So those are some of the issues that we've been looking at today, but also the issue of long distance vehicles. We know this time of year, and it is a Friday, and we are approaching the festive season. People are traveling, they're going back home, Limpopo, Eastern Cape, Zimbabwe, you name it. Long distance transportation in full swing at the moment. So I've got with me a taxi driver now who's on his way to Limpopo. I'm not going to keep him for too long because his passengers are beginning to grumble. But Ntate, who's with us this morning, Ntate Mpho Albert to train Ntate, ra o dumedisa ra leboga for nako ya hao. Tate, how go jwetsa how bona di road block tse sona mona wa di thabela kopa che?
Tsona ke a di thabela ka bane ba di ya gore ne go ska ba le traffic go drive slowly ka mo go rene go tshwanetse ka gona e ba rene drive 100 o tshwanetse drive 100 more than not more than 120 ka bane go na le speed pitch mo pateng and then tshwanetse drive gore go tshile gore o fa kolo ye nngwe distance nyana gore re go ka tlhaga something o kgone go tla go break
Dr. Trainee just saying that he welcomes such roadblocks because they ensure that law enforcement takes place to make sure that there's a safe following distance on the roads, make sure that they arrive alive, that they drive safely, their licenses are in check, that they are not overcrowded. Ntate, wena ha ke sheba koloi ya hao ke bona re batho ba lekane ba 15 aba overcrowded. Ma empa re na lo bona di taxi tse ding di tletse batho di tletse di luggage di bag into tsa feleng o dira jwang wena re wetse sure hore o di etsa di tsa hao ka molao?
Kore rena ge re laisha ka park station a ba dumele gore ne khotshele re merwalo mo koloing e ba e mentši go feta batho ba tšea merwalo ba diba eta mo dikoloing kore ge go na le merwalo e mentši ba tšea ba phakela mo koloing gore koloi e be balance.
Dr. Trainee is saying that because his passengers get on the taxi at Park Station, there are some mechanisms in place to ensure that the vehicle is not overloaded or overcrowded, that should there be more luggage than the people that are in the vehicle or that the vehicle can handle, they make sure that they spread out that luggage to the other taxis that will be going to a similar area to make sure that the vehicle is balanced and also that wheel alignment. Nothing must be out of order. Lastly, Ntate, how go jwetse o ka batla o reng go di taxi drivers tse ding o ba bone ba bangata mona ba bang ba tshwerwe ba arrested o ba bona ba bang ha ntse re feta mona ba na le batho ba bantshi ba bang perhaps aba robale aba rest aba tla travel a long distance ba bang banwa o no batla o reng go bona o re ba tshwane le wena
be ke rata go itiela bibile go bona gore ne a patera be ga botse mo pateng ba latele melao go ska ba go ba le overload mo dikoloing e ba re ne drive 100 o drive 100 go ba go fitlhela mo yang arrive alive.
Ntate, re lebogana ka hao re lebogela di passenger because they were starting to complain saying we need to go, time is money, we need to be on our road, we need to be on the road to go and see our family members. And just Dr. Trainee, as I've been saying, very exemplary, making sure that there are only the 15 passengers that his vehicle can handle, making sure that he doesn't exceed the speed limit, that he rests every 2 hours should the need arise, and also a host of other ways to make sure that we are all arriving at our destinations as safely as we possibly can. So the final question to him was, how does he make sure, or how would he like to encourage other fellow road users? And he says, you know what, let's make sure that we use this road as amicably as possible and make sure that we do indeed reach our destination safely, because I may be driving correctly, but if you're not, I could be the one to pay for that. So let's make sure that we treat each other with that respect that we need. Leanne, there's so much to talk about, but I'm going to hand it back to you in studio. You can come back another time. Once or twice we'll have another crossing and we'll bring you more information.